What is up, my dashing dudes? I am the Hans TV, and hope that you're ready to find out how somebody's pettiness got them addicted to cashews in today's episode of r/PettyRevenge. Our first post for the day comes from Seahorse1981. Did you give out my number? Backstory. I met my girlfriend on a dating website about a year and a half ago. She has two small kids, 3 and 5. From a previous relationship. The more I found out about her ex, the happier I was that she left him. He was abusive, a drug user, and a leech. Anyway, he would use their kids as an excuse to FaceTime her and basically make her feel like garbage. This would of course trigger her PTSD, and I would have to pick up the pieces. Something I gladly did. I like making her feel good about herself. Revenge. I finally got tired of the ex messing with my girlfriend. I had her give me his number and full name. Me being the geek that I am, used a people finder site to find his current address. I then went all over the internet giving his info to any site that I wanted. The scammier, the better. MLMs, psychics, Scientology, etc. A couple days later, the ex called and asked my girlfriend if she had given out his number. She of course played dumb. After about the second or third time I did this, he got the message. Man, he must really be a Kevin if it took him 2 or 3 times to understand that he was getting trolled. Like, come on, dude. Did you give him a number? No, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know how those scammy things got to your mail. This next post comes from Ziva. Not happy that I merged into your lane in front of you? Why don't you do that to me too? It was peak traffic hour at a highway entry point. Cars pretty much parked in front of the entry. Maybe moving a foot every few seconds. I drove onto the highway from this entry point, and the entry lane ended not far from me. So I put my blinker on and prepared to merge into the barely moving main lane. A car in the main lane right in front of me started inching forward. I peeked behind me and surprise, surprise, the white Audi behind that car in the main lane stayed parked and didn't try to prevent me from merging. Drivers in my city are usually pretty crazy, especially luxury car owners, and they will squeeze through whatever nooks and crannies to prevent someone from merging in front of them. So I said a silent thank you in my mind and carefully drove into the very lengthy gap that this Audi driver had just left for me. I glanced into my rearview mirror after the merge, still shocked that this driver actually let me merge without giving me a hard time. And I saw them pulling out of the lane, moving towards my right onto the entry lane that was just about to end. Strange. Don't they know that they won't be getting anywhere on that lane? I must have seen it wrong. I shrugged and focused on the cars in front of me that were moving again. It felt like everything happened within half a blink. I was letting go of my brakes, scooching forward, when all of a sudden, the Audi reappeared in my right peripheral vision. I barely had time to react and brake again, and half of the Audi was already sticking into the little gap in front of me by then. I guess the driver was looking at their phone or something earlier, looked up just in time to see me merge in, and they were like, "Not today, witch. No one's getting in front of me today." I had a good laugh at this pettiness and kept my distance from them in case they wanted to brake check me or get some petty revenge. Oh no, how dare you obey traffic laws and let other people merge in front of you? Oh wait, you didn't. You were looking at your phone? Oh, cool then. Let's just try and wreck your car now. Our next post comes from Ned Rag B. A lady almost hit the front of my car trying to pull into a parking spot I was turning into, so I just sat there. So I'm at Costco in need of dog food, and it's ridiculously busy for a Monday. Barely any parking spots until I spot one at the end of the lot. I make my way down the aisle and I'm about to turn into the parking spot when a lady runs over the curb and almost hits me to take the spot. Thankfully, I tap my brakes in time or she'd have taken off my bumper. I look up and she is shaking her head and wagging her finger in a no motion at me. WTF? I was like, okay, I'll just wait for her to back up, since I'm obviously turning into the spot. She doesn't. My girlfriend is with me and was pissed that the lady wasn't budging. I gave her my Costco card and just sat in the aisle in a face-off with this lady. She goes inside, gets the dog food, comes back out and loads up the car. She then pushes the cart into the spot we were waiting for and hops in the car. The look on the woman's face was enough to give me satisfaction for a week. She had to get out and move the cart so she could park once I reversed through the entire aisle. Worth it. Edit. I'm a girl, we're lesbians. She is Mary Worthy, my ride or die bad bitch. Our Costco doesn't give a crap whose card it is, as long as they have a card. It was the end of a parking section with a curb to the right. No, she wasn't waiting before me. She jumped the curb within the 10 seconds I was pulling in. My girlfriend called me when she got in Costco and stayed on the phone until she got out. Total of 14 minutes in our parking lot standoff. People did pull up behind me, but backed out as soon as they figured out I wasn't moving for garbage. To whoever said they sell dog food in 100-pound increments, and I'm a butthole for making my girlfriend walk it to the car, it was a 30-pound bag and she used a cart. Hence the cart she moved into the spot. Our final post for the day comes from Raj Already Taken, the Cashews accusation. This petty revenge was a year in the making. My family was visiting my in-laws out of town for 2 weeks at Christmas 2018. We were staying in my wife's parents' house, along with my brother-in-law, BIL from now on, who was also visiting from out of town, also for almost the exact same time period. BIL is severely lacking social skills, and is a bit of a greedy pig when it comes to communal food. My father-in-law, FIL from here on, had a big Costco container of cashews out in the kitchen that he snacked on regularly, and I noticed BIL being pretty greedy with them in the first week. Near the end of our visit, I was grabbing a small handful of cashews when FIL walked in and saw me. I didn't realize it fully at the time, but FIL thought he had caught his cashew thief and started making passive-aggressive comments for our last few days about how much I must love cashews. I shrugged it off as weird and just ignored it. Our family visited again in the summer, but BIL wasn't there. He only visits once a year at Christmas. I noticed the cashews weren't out anymore and started noticing FIL going into his office regularly for a few seconds and coming out chewing a mouthful of something. After a few days, I walked by his office while he was there and saw him pulling out a secret stash of cashews. Stashews, if you will. He quietly put them back in his desk drawer, then looked up all startled when he saw me walk by. I shrugged it off, but chuckled at how much he cared about his stashews. He started offering me cashews and put them out again in the kitchen, but I just didn't really care. Cashews are okay, but I'm not obsessed. We visited again this month for Christmas 2019, but we were there a week before BIL this time. FIL kept offering me cashews since I loved them so much, but I kept shrugging and declining. The cashew level barely moved that first week. A week later when BIL showed up, he started pigging out on cashews, and I would secretly grab handfuls of cashews out of the bin to accelerate the process. After 2 days, the bin was almost empty, and FIL was visibly furious. Although he never caught anyone in the act, he quickly started flat out accusing BIL of being rude and pigging out on not just cashews, but everything in general. It was great. The problem is that after a few days of pigging out, I'm now addicted to cashews. So, all in all, not too bad of a story, and you got addicted to nut at the end of it. Well, that's going to do it for today's episode of r/Petty Revenge. Hope you liked the stories, and if you did, I'll link them down in the description as always. Go show OP some love. And if you like this video, subscribe, share, drop a like, and a comment down below what you'd like to see me read next. A humongous thank you to all 148 of you, my dashing dudes. I can't thank y'all enough for what y'all do for me. It's 148 at the time of recording this, but I can't wait to see where we go in this next year. But with that being said, I will see you in the next video.